Hey guys, it's Kay from KS Anonymous, and I am back today with another episode of r/PettyRevenge. I hid chicken in my brother's closet. This is a repost from r/confession. One time when I was younger, 7 years ago to be exact, we had one of those rotisserie chickens from Woolworths in our fridge. My brother stole my expensive at the time laptop and smashed it. Now, we always fought like most siblings do. The laptop was a little bit far, and this time, instead of going ape crap like I normally would, I played the long game. I was planning what I was going to do. Planning equals sitting around playing video games till I thought of something out of the blue. I went to get food and saw the chicken in the fridge, and that's where I got the idea. 20 minutes later, it was in a cardboard box, one that was already in his closet, getting nice and acquainted with its new home. It took him 3 weeks to find out what the god-awful smell was. I feel like this kind of would punish more than just his brother, though. Like, at some point within 3 weeks, wouldn't, like, the whole house start smelling like rotting chicken? That's so gross. Oh, obviously the brother should not have smashed his laptop. That would have made me go crazy, too. But maybe pick a revenge that doesn't make the rest of the house suffer, unless somehow it only smelled in his room, but oh my gosh, that's disgusting. First time posting! This is a story from 8 years ago when I was in the 6th grade. My math teacher at the time was an extremely, and I mean extremely, strict lady from a military background. In my class was another girl who had the same name as me, let's call her B, whom I loathed. She was a two-faced little crap who tried to turn my friends against me by lying to them. One fine day, I had a nasty cough, so I took permission from the aforementioned teacher to have a lozenge if and when I needed one. Bear in mind, eating anything in the class was strictly forbidden. So, we're working on an assignment, I feel a tickle in my throat, and I pop a lozenge in. Then, I notice B staring at me from across the class. Perfect. I make deliberate, exaggerated chewing movements, leading her to think that I was eating something. I watch her get up, a smug smile on her face, and go to the front of the room and say something to the teacher. And then I watch the smile slide off her face as the teacher tells her to mind her own business and go back to her assignment. Did I mention said teacher was loud enough that the first few rows all heard her and sniggered at B? Yeah. Take that, B with an itch. This is the kind of petty revenge I 100% approve. Believe me, I had people I didn't like in class. Even one time I had a girl who pretended I didn't exist. That was fun. Not sure that this is a platform to share that information, but there you go. I didn't have revenge on her, unfortunately, so probably not the place. But anyway, so I ran into this guy from high school who I do not like on a flight home. I did not talk to him that much in high school, but he was always really mean to girls and would be known for making fun of people. He moved to my current city a few years back, and I was trying to be nice and reached out to see if he needed anything and wanted to grab a drink, and he was like, "I'll keep you posted." I was going on a flight home today, and I noticed he was sitting for the same flight. I walked over to say hello, and as he noticed me approaching, he slid on his headphones. Fine, no big deal. Then, as we boarded the plane and I sat down in my seat, I noticed that of course he was walking over to sit next to me because he was my assigned seat partner. Sorry dude, you're gonna have to say hello. We made some small talk and he sat down and we both put on our headphones after a bit. Out of the corner of my eye, I noticed he was trying to move his camera to take a pic of me to send to his friends, and I looked at his screen and saw he got one of me when I was not looking. That is also fine. I control too. So I waited until the flight took off and he passed out. He began to drool, so I pulled out my phone and took a pic of him. I posted it on my story and sent to the same people he sent to with the caption, "Must be dreaming about high school." A few screenshots and a few messages with, "Good one," back, and we landed. I offered to grab his bag from the overhead, but he just barked no. I said my goodbye and told him I would see him for the return flight. Hopefully he will ask me if he wants to take a pic on that flight. TLDR, if you try to take a pic of me when I am not looking in order to make fun of me, I will wait and take a worse one of you, and make it meaner. Okay, so are these people still connected after high school? Like, how does she know the exact people that he sent it to? Maybe they have a really similar friend group? I don't know, that's kind of a weird way to put that. Like, maybe she sent it out on her story, and maybe she's friends with those people too or something? I don't know, it's kind of weird, I guess, to me. If they didn't really associate and she's somehow able to send that picture to the same people he sent it to. I don't know, but okay. I saw you leave it. They are hard to catch, but we know they exist. The people who leave their grocery carts in the parking lot. If you are one of those people, then I say this with sincerity. You are a lazy turd. The most frustrating part is the meatloafs who do it knowing it's not acceptable. I'm sitting in my car at Costco this weekend, and a woman does a quick visual parking lot sweep before lazily leaving her cart sitting 30 feet from a cart drop. When she gets in her car, she opens a Coke and starts eating a piece of pizza and starts the engine. I jump out, walk up to her window, and grab the cart and put it away for her. She rolls down the window and jiggles out, "Oh, I was going to do that." I gave her the BS you were look and tell her to enjoy her food. Her facial response was worth it all. Put your carts away, everyone. Is it petty revenge? I don't even know what to classify this. I mean, I'm not sure that it's revenge because it's not like he made her run into it or something. Like, some people will put the cart in a way like their vehicle can't move, but they did something good by putting it up and also embarrassed the lady who didn't put it up, so good on them, I guess. You keep me up late, I'll wake you up early. Oh boy, I have the best petty revenge story courtesy of my dad. So, a little backstory. He's a pilot and works pretty rough hours, up early and in bed late, which is difficult on anyone. This story he told me tonight is the best one I've heard, and I, along with all of you, will want to high-five him for it. On with the story. Okay, my dad checked into a hotel fairly late, thinking he's in for a nice rest before he has to be up at 4 in the morning for his flight. It's 1 in the morning, and the people next door are partying hard, music thumping, talking and laughing pretty loud. Dad, of course, goes up to their door and asks them to keep it down. He's ignored. We reach 1:30 a.m. They're still going, if not louder this time. He thumps on the door and shouts for them to shut up, which he receives only laughs. These rude people just laugh at him. He's the bigger man. He goes to bed and somehow sleeps through this noise. 4 a.m. he wakes up for his shift and turns on his TV. Loud. When he leaves his hotel room, he leaves the TV on, his key in the room, and as he passes the offending neighbor's room, plucks that nice little "Do Not Disturb" sign off their door and leaves for his van. I'd imagine they're none too pleased. Yes, if I could, I would high-five your dad. Good going, Dad. That's a good one. And I bet you they probably knocked on their door wondering if the TV sound was coming from their room. I wouldn't be surprised if other people had called down to them with complaints for noise, so I wouldn't be surprised if they weren't already awake from the TV, if someone would come in and ask them if it was them or try to figure that out. And then someone commented below and said, "Did the same a while back. They wouldn't stop and would just ignore me even at 5 a.m. Other neighbors were complaining too, but he didn't care. We have a Telegram group chat with the neighbors, and he, the homeowner that was being loud and rude, had chosen not to be a part of it a few weeks prior. He was an a-hole to everyone, and not a single neighbor liked him since he moved in. I asked in the group if anyone was against me trying to teach him a lesson for once. Most of them agreed, and the ones that didn't were asked if I could be a little noisy at 7, which they didn't mind since it was for the greater good. I'm a guitarist, so I woke up at 7, couldn't even sleep, and put the amplifier facing their bedroom wall. I knew it was there because our houses are mirrored, and began playing. At first, it was 20% max volume, kind of as loud as a small TV on volume 50, playing Stairway to Heaven. 5 minutes after that, I set it to 50% max volume, but on overdrive, playing The Loner by Gary Moore. I wasn't even done by then when one of them came to my door and knocked. He had the guts to tell me that they were trying to sleep, and if I could stop playing until it was a reasonable time, 12. "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't notice," I said, and I guess he took it as he was getting silence now so he could sleep. I waited 5 more minutes in complete silence. I thought that 5 minutes would be more than enough for him to get to bed again and get comfy. And just like Marty at the beginning of Back to the Future, I set all of the knobs to max, not playing anything yet. You could hear the static buildup as I slowly turned the volume knob on my guitar to maximum. I put on a pair of in-ear earphones for protection. I put down my pick, and I began playing Hot for Teacher by Van Halen as loud as I could. Oh my god, I could just imagine how he and his friends experienced my concert because my windows were vibrating visibly and I could feel the sound in the ground at my feet. I had clear vision to my door from there, and I could see him outside moments later, knocking as hard as he could and shouting. I started my concert at 7 and finished at 9:30. Some of the songs I played are the classically hated ones, the ones you don't want to hear from a single guitar. Sweet Child of Mine, Smell Like Teen Spirit, Hypnotized by System of a Down, Master Puppets, Everlong. I tried my best to be extra loud the whole Sunday. I caught up with all of my chores, my incentive was pure revenge and a crooked sense of justice. I mowed my lawn, repaired some furniture, hammering, drilled a single hole on my bedroom wall just for the extra noise. I hung a painting there. He hasn't been loud again, and when he has friends over, he maintains it at an acceptable level. So he got the message. It's not about us not wanting you to have fun in your own home. It's about respect for the ones that live immediately next to you. Again, some petty revenge I can get behind. I mean, they already kind of talked to the neighbors. Everyone said it was fine, basically. And he basically just made one person irritated. And that was the one person who was making everyone else irritated. So I think perfect petty revenge. And I love the fact that he drilled a hole in his wall just for the noise. Just for the noise. That was the only reason. I mean, at least you hung a painting. That was nice. Make it a little bit nicer in your bedroom. Anyway, that will actually end today's video. I know it's a little bit shorter, but I hope that you enjoyed it either way. If you did, go ahead and drop a like and let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you ever have a story or something like that you would like me to narrate in one of these episodes, be sure to send it to ksanonymous@gmail.com. I'll talk to you in my next video. Bye!